Call the January 12th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
We have everybody present except Wyatt Urban, who's on for tonight's meeting.
All right, next item, consent agenda, which includes the approval of minutes from the December 8th meeting and the Innovation 5th plat, final plat.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, motion carries. New business. For a Innovation 4th plat, Lot 7, Hoffman Custom Homes site plan.
Yeah, the packet's a little bit lengthy. I'm going to scroll down to that site plan real quick. Okay. Put that page there. So Hoffman Custom Homes proposes to construct a 5,800 square foot building and associated site improvements on Lot 7, Innovation 4th plat. That's in that's a southeast portion of Innovation Business Park. Prejuve, the indoor sports training facility, and chiropractic is kind of across the street just a little bit to the east. So this would be the second project in the 4th plat area that we have. The address there is 910 Premier Drive. Building includes gray metal siding with stone veneer wainscot along the front of the building and around the entrance door. There also is a canopy out in front of the building with wooden posts and a stone veneer wainscot around the posts as well. Kind of a nice touch there. There's a 6 foot tall cedar fence that will be constructed along the east side of the building in front of the garage door and around the trash enclosure. So the trash enclosure is kind of at the southeast corner of the fenced in area. So there'll be a gate for access for the trash trucks. But it'll be fully enclosed behind a cedar fence enclosure. The Innovation Board of Trustees have reviewed and approved the project. Staff recommends approval of the Innovation 4th plat, Lot 7, Hoffman Custom Home site plan with the following conditions. 1, submit revised drawing if necessary. 2, Innovation Board of Trustees approval, which we have received prior to tonight. 3, city engineer approval of site plan revisions and any changes, modifications, or alterations required by the same to the site plan revisions. 4, submit a DNR land disturbance permit if required. Those are required if site grading exceeds an acre. 5, install and maintain sediment erosion controls during construction. 6, install a key box as required by the Kearney Fire and Rescue Protection District. 7, submit a building permit application prior to construction. 8, submit a sign permit prior to installation of signs. And 9, develop the project in compliance with all codes, conditions, requirements, plans, and payment of fees and taxes. Application before the Board of Aldermen for their consideration, pending planning and zoning recommendation. Ron Calgar is in the audience with AGC Engineers. He's here on behalf of the owner. Maybe the owners here as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is it a public meeting?
It's a public meeting, not a public hearing.
Public
it's a site plan, not a rezoning. Yeah,
Okay.
typically that's for a rezoning. It's not a rezoning, it's just
Okay.
site plan.
All right.
We can move that. Let's switch to the elevation sheet too, so you can see the building.
Any questions, discussion?
I'll make a motion to move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to the Board of Aldermen approve Innovation Fifth plat, final plat with conditions as recommended by staff.
Second.
It's lot 7,
Would
fourth
be the
plat.
site plan for lot 7 of Innovation.
No,
Yeah, lots of.
Oh, yeah, you're on the, that's the consent one.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. There's a lot in there.
It tricked me up when I was pre-looking through it all.
Because they
I
both
was
say
like, wait, there's,
innovation.
yeah.
They say innovation.
Uh,
You want me to do it?
Go for it.
I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend the Board of Aldermen approve Lot 7 Innovation Fourth Plat Site Plan with the conditions recommended by staff.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. And that takes us to 4B, Shops at Kearney, Lot 2D, Chipotle site plan.
Okay, this is probably pretty popular. There we go. So Star Development, represented here tonight by Ron Calgar. Ron Calgar had run the entire packet this evening. Proposes a 2,600 square foot Chipotle with drive-through and associated site improvements, including parking, sidewalk connection from the street up to the building, signage, landscaping on Lot 2D of Shops at Kearney. The site's currently the grassy area out in front of Price Chopper and Jimmy John's. Typically, you'll see a fireworks stand in that location. Recent update to the site plan added a monument sign and bailout lane in the drive-through area. You see that on sheet 4. So one of the first pages you'll see includes the bailout lane and a monument sign out front. Those have not yet been added to the rest of the packet. So we ask that they update the site plan packet and resubmit those to us so that the current pictures of the proposed building are in your agenda packet. Actually, the pictures, I think, do a little better at describing the project than the elevation sheet does. Includes brick along the east drive-through wall with EIFS and pre-finished metal panels on the remaining sides, of a patio area out front with a railing so that there's outdoor seating, which is typical of some Chipotles that I've been to before. Copy of the site plan and building elevations are also attached. Adding Chipotle increases compliance with the TIF agreement. The TIF agreement requires at least 80% of the square footage be retail use or sales tax generator or some other uses like the hotel, the grocery store, things like that. Adding Chipotle, it'll be about 85, almost 86% compliance. So we'd like to see that. I wasn't clear in the staff report, but because there is a drive-through, it's considered a motor vehicle oriented business. We did require a traffic report submitted as part of their submittal. They provided that to us, did not recommend additional improvements out on the site. It compared the addition of the Chipotle to the original traffic study that was done for the entire Shops development. The staff recommends approval of the Shops at Kearney Lot 2D site plan for Chipotle with the following conditions. 1, submit revised drawings reflecting the proposed drive-through layout and monument sign. 2, city engineer approval of site plan revisions and any changes, modifications, or alterations required by the same to the site plan revisions prior to consideration by the Board of Aldermen. 3, submit a copy of the DNR land disturbance permit if required, if the grading exceeds an acre. 4, install and maintain sediment and erosion controls throughout construction. 5, install a key box if required by the Kearney Fire and Rescue Protection District, which typically has a building permit. 6, submit a building permit application prior to construction. 7, submit a sign permit application prior to sign installation. And 8, develop the project in compliance with all codes, conditions, requirements, plans, and payment of fees and taxes. This application before the Board of Aldermen, pending Planning and Zoning Commission recommendation. And again, Ron Calgar's in the audience if there are questions from the commission.
Nobody? I had a couple questions. Hey, Ron, can you explain the rationale of why we cited the building there as opposed to a little further north to make better efficient use of the overall space? It just seems like there's a lot of unusable space now on the south end. If we shifted the building a little further north,
Yeah,
you could possibly open up another pad site for development and better efficiency.
yeah, we love that idea. The problem with that site was there was so much west to east fall across that. And as we started grading in the ADA, and the drive-through ramp, because the drive-through lane discharges out at the lowest point on the site. Everything needed to keep pushing back to get those grades to be a little bit more mild. So that was the reason. That was not the original layout that we had, but as we got into detailed grading on it, stuff started to push back.
And I figured there was a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
To explore that. Is the bailout there on the east side needed?
So that was actually, as David pointed out, the original submittal that came to city staff and that was reviewed by the city engineer, and that we received comments back on, did not have that. The Chipotle architect took that to the review board, and a lot of times those franchised utilities or those franchised retailers and restaurants have very specific needs, and there's a review board that they go through. Review board A had approved everything the way it was submitted. Review board B that came in after we had submitted said that no, they needed this bailout lane. So, and the real reason, I think, the operational procedure is a little bit unusual for most folks in that you don't pull up to a message board and place your order. It's all app driven. And the operational folks of Chipotle were concerned that people would get in the lane, queue up, then go, oh gosh, there's no menu board, we can't order, we want to get out of line. And without the bailout, they would have to stay there, and Chipotle was concerned that they would start to upset folks until they learned that process. I would guess that bailout lane gets used 3 times a year.
Right.
That.
It just seems awkward.
It does. I can't disagree with you.
Yeah. I'd much rather, I mean, you don't have probably the grades there, they can just get double wide lane.
That was exactly the problem. That was the other alternative that we had investigated, and that there's so much side slope on that lot.
It's just a retaining wall, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. That's true.
Concrete.
That's true. Nothing a 10 retaining wall.
Nothing good. I mean, money solves everything, right?
Yeah.
David, what is the parking requirement for a restaurant?
Quite a bit less than theirs.
What's the calculation?
5 per 1,000
5
square
per
feet,
1,000?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
This also, the parking lot, so just off to the west, kind of that standalone, it's overflow parking out in the.
That is a sea
Shops.
of parking. A lot of impervious that's not going to get used and not needed. Ron, you probably have better numbers local than I have, but it's about what, $8,000 a stall to build parking?
Well, I've never broken it down that way. We could certainly get to that place, but that
I'm
sounds
seeing-
probably about right.
Seeing about 8,000 for surface parking, so there's a
And
lot.
every time I say that, Shannon, 8 turns to 10, so it might be 10 by now.
It's better than structured.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I see a lot of unneeded, unnecessary parking here that is just going to cause additional stormwater runoff, add to capacity issues downstream. And it's not needed, right? And how often do you have a planning board say, hey, let's cut out some development? So I would like to look at what you actually need for parking. The southeast strip there, just south of the entrance into the drive-through, could probably all go away. Potentially some on that center strip, you could have a little bit more landscaping, green space, decrease some of that impervious, help with your stormwater numbers there.
Yeah, I think I can't see what the number is there. There are 6 stalls or so there along that southeast that Shannon had referenced. The other stalls were slated for Chipotle corporate wanted those other stalls. And even though that center island of existing parking is there, nobody gets excited. There is, yeah, there most definitely is. But nobody gets excited about that because everybody wants to be close to the door.
I get that, but you know what?
I'm not the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm the guy that parks in the back.
Exactly.
No one wants their stormwater to overflow either.
Yeah.
No one wants
Yeah.
the pollution downstream. So, you know, I mean, I get Chipotle corporate wants it, but we have it.
Yeah.
It's available, it's already there, so, yeah. Definitely get rid of the one on the southeast corner there, but, okay, that's my soapbox.
Ron, if you, just north of the bailout lane, what is that?
That's a storm flume.
Oh,
That little J-hook thing.
yeah.
Yeah, there's several storm boxes, area inlets that progress from south to north up through there. And then those discharge into the large detention basin that sits over in front of in Price Chunk.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we're taking that water over to that flume, and there's also some water that comes to one just south of the bailout lane as well that you don't see in that exhibit, but in the grading.
Yeah, Ron, is it under?
That's right,
storm
underground.
Pipe
Mm-hmm.
through this dash line that goes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a
north and south?
24 or maybe even a 36-inch storm
Oh,
sewer
okay.
through there, so it's a big storm sewer.
No, I see it now.
As well as a sanitary
There it
sewer.
is, yeah.
Ron, what do you think the Chipotle corporate would think about on the north side, those 8 stalls there, eliminating those along Watson Drive?
Can you point that?
Yep.
These. So 3 of those stalls are actually set up for the order pickup.
I mean, they go to the south side, we still have plenty internal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to redesign your site, I just, I
Yeah.
hate, and you know better than I do, the amount of stormwater we create here with just excessive,
Yeah, no, I mean, every ounce of pavement.
so.
Now I will say that we asked that we do a stormwater
Yeah.
report, and it was all anticipated as part of the project. In fact, it's actually less than what was anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, just any small incremental improvements we can
Yeah,
have
sure.
along the road, or along the way would, you know, just benefit us in the future, so, because.
Yeah, this layout did come from corporate to us, so just like the Quick Trip Corporation, they will do their internal layout and get it kind of sketched out, and then they ship it out to consultants to get into the weeds on. So this was their layout.
In all respect to corporate, they don't dictate, you know, this
Sure,
is what they
no,
want.
it's your town.
We want something better for our community, we're gonna ask for it.
Sure.
So.
While I don't disagree with Shannon, I also think you have to remember that those parking places aren't necessarily just for Chipotle. They're for all the businesses that are in that shopping center. And so when we had overflow several years ago, we were concerned about the overflow at the Mexican restaurant. That we kept telling people, you have to go across the street and park in those other, you can't park on the grass. And so I think that's,
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, and I agree that stormwater runoff is an issue, but I think you also have to understand that just because the businesses that are here today are maybe not using all of that.
Yeah, I totally understand. So, David, if you're saying 5 is the number, 5 per
I
thousand,
think it's 5, I think it's 5 per
that's
thousand.
12 and a half stalls, and we're providing 48 plus the overflow that's in the center there. So, I mean, there's, I don't know how many's in that overflow, what, another 30, 40?
Mm-hmm.
So there's so much parking here, even for overflow. It's just, it's a lot. So, yeah, for a 2,500 square foot building, 48 stalls is a lot. So that's just my 2 cents.
How much inside seating do they have?
We might have to ask for review that one.
Let's see. Go ahead and unmute him. Hey, Rudy, can you hear us? Are you able to unmute and answer a question about internal?
Yep, yeah, go for it. Can you hear me?
How much inside seating?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I believe there's 40 seats on the inside
And patio?
and patio. I can get you an exact number here.
I don't need an exact number. One other concern with those southeast ones is that they're really close to that driveway entrance. Just a conflict I see there if someone's whipping in to the driveway and then someone's backing out at the same time. So I'm good with, if you guys think there's enough there, but I would really like to see that row at minimum eliminated. That makes sense.
And just following up, there's a total of 54 seats, including the patio.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see,
Thank you.
imagine someone parked in that south, right where the arrow's at, and then backing out at the same time, someone's whipping in there, coming around that curve. See quite a bit of conflict right there, just given the proximity to the driveway entrance and those stalls. And if those are gratuitous and not needed, I'd really like to see those at a
Yeah,
minimum.
you talking about these right here, these stalls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
Madam Chair, is it okay to ask the architect? He's worked with Chipotle way more than I have. Hey, Rudy. Rudy, are you hearing that comment about the pushback on the too many parking stalls?
Sure.
Would Chipotle even consider that, or is that a?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you as the city are asking to eliminate stalls, I mean, obviously they are overparked. They do like more parking than they do like to get as much parking as they can. But I think that they would be amenable to losing a few stalls to appease your comments about stormwater. I mean, it is understandable, and we can certainly ask the question.
Parking,
And leave
Here,
And then evaluate
the one you're on is really long.
to reduce as much as possible
Parking too.
in other
Yeah.
places. Leave
How
it
do
up to
you
them.
keep it?
That makes sense.
So Shannon and I was talking about, what about if we remove the south 5 stalls? Kind of gets rid of that impingement there. Is that something that Chipotle would be entertained?
I think they could give those up way easier than the ones up in front of on the north side of the street.
Right.
And I would agree with that they would rather lose those stalls on the far south side of the building than the ones up front, because I think that those will ultimately be used more by customers than anything in the back.
I mean, it's almost like your overflow is closer than those 7 anyways to the front door, right?
Yeah.
Plus, if you've got through the drive-through, if it backs up any further and comes back this way, you're going to block those stalls anyway.
Yeah. So,
I think we could get rid of those without any hesitation.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just get rid of that whole
Searchers there, just 2 randos.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Do you want to make a motion that comments on the, includes all the things?
Give me a second.
Work your magic, Shannon.
All right. I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to the Board of Aldermen to approve the Shops at Kearney Lot 2D site plan with the conditions as recommended by staff, amending with the amendment that they remove the 7 stalls to the southeast of the site there and evaluate the remainder to reduce as much as possible. That doesn't tie them to the other reduction, but take a look at it, please.
I'll second.
Any additional comments or questions? All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
That just leaves old business. That's it. I do have one. Remind me who looks at dangerous intersections in town.
Well, we Public Works Department.
Okay.
So,
Well, and so the intersection at, I think it's 18th Street, I should know because it's right by my house, and Jesse James Farm Road, there's like accidents after accidents.
hill.
It's on the hill. I know, we
Yeah.
just watched a really bad one 2 weeks ago that was like so loud and these, I don't know what happened exactly, but this crumpled up and the cars in the other person's, in somebody's yard and they had to cut her out and it was really scary. And it happens all the time. And this is someone that's teaching my 16-year-old how to drive and I tell her about the intersection. At least it was very handy that we were like, hey, come here. This is why you pause. So I don't know who, but it'd be good if
I'm sure
somebody.
you come to Public Works and share your email.
It might have to be the county too, yeah, and because it's
That's-
Jesse James Farm Road, it may be
That's what
the
my question
county.
was. Jesse James Farm Road, is that a county road or a city road?
Depends on where. So city limits,
I think that's
further
actually half
north and
and
city
half.
limits is on both sides.
Yeah.
Down in that area, it's,
I think
It probably needs to become like a three-way stop, would be my guess.
Actually, city limits is
But-
right there.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
I'll let Public Works know yet.
might be able to do some signage there.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, I mean, it could be even just signage,
Mhm.
that or a three-way stop. It'd be weird three-way stop there, because there's also a driveway for a house that's out in the country.
Yeah.
It becomes like a four-way. All right, that's all I had. Anything else for the good of the order? Who wants to make the magic motion?
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.
Thank you, everybody.
Dave, let's go Tuesday.
We'll wait until you get the updates
Everything,
from you.
okay.
Yeah, so probably the first meeting in
February.
February. The second, I think it's the second.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
How was that?
it's not quite.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, oh,
There's that, people,
this line's assume that everything's built
February
straight.
9th.
there's a weird dip down in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so usually what happens, is this is not what happened that night, is people turn
Right.
out of here, turn in here, and they collide there. What happened that night was,
These frustrate the hell out of me.
and people do hit that, we had people take out both of these, like, full, I mean, that part's,
Yeah.
so, this one was awful though. The person must have been speeding this way, and my guess is they just pulled out in front of.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't go out
And
this way.
they ended up all the way
I wish that was the
here.
case.
And,
At least tonight.
Yeah.
Ron, hey, Ron,